But there's a catch with gold. Let's say I had a bar on hand. Now what if I were Kyle Bass? Kyle is known by everyone. There is a safe under his desk where he keeps a 26-kilogram Australian gold coin. He would reach under his desk and pull it out. Maybe I could break that in half and send you half, but I'm not strong enough to do that. It's not easy to divide. I couldn't put it in the computer and send it to you, even if I knew how to break it. That means it's not very useful. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is as scarce as gold, which means that about the same number of new Bitcoins are made each year as are lost or stolen. Gold is the same. That means there is still a lack. Because of this, scarce goods keep their value. But the ability to divide and carry are better. That's what I think Bitcoin will be for the next 5,000 years. That was a really long answer to the question, why do I care about digital assets? What's up with me being so old? In my first part, I said that I work for nonprofits. That was chapter 2. I set up a nice little business to handle assets. The third part of my story is that for the past 5 years, I've been a venture capitalist investing in the environment of digital assets. After that, I'll teach chapter 4. For example, on May 8, 2018, US. President Donald Trump held a meeting of non-fungible token NFT fans at his home in Florida, where he delivered a number of memorable quotes. Along with promising to keep crypto entrepreneurs in the US, Trump also took some credit for reopening interest in NFTs by pointing to his own large collection. He even joked that the rise in the value of the memic coin due to his picture was because it made his political opponents angry. Several videos of Trump's comments went viral on social media sites. One particularly interesting video shows him promising a better regulatory environment for crypto companies by easing what he sees as hostility from the Biden administration and the Securities and Exchange Commission. Trump said he was worried that smart people in the crypto area were leaving the US to run their businesses because of worries about regulations. He plans to do something to stop this from happening again. During the meeting, Trump's dislike for the Biden-linked memic coin, which has a large market value, was clear. Even though the coin was valuable, Trump didn't like the purchase. He said it was expensive for a coin and made it clear that he wasn't interested in making bets like that. Interestingly, during the same time period, another memic coin that was partially based on Trump saw a big rise of over 110%. As a joke at his political opponent, Trump made fun of Joe Biden's knowledge of crypto, implying that Biden has no idea what it means. The crypto community paid attention to Trump's comments, which caused market changes for some tokens that were talked about at the event. And GetOffZero has been one of my hashtags for the past 7 or 8 years. That sounds good, but what does it mean? It means that giving Bitcoin and other digital assets no money is the wrong amount. It's been a while since I said that. Look, I didn't really understand this road when I started it in 2013 or 2014. As it turns out, I learned about Bitcoin in the same month as the Winklevoss twins. As you can see from his great work, Bitcoin Billionaires, Ben Mezrich is a great writer. It's simple to read. You could read this weekend. That was such a great story. They're millionaires, but I'm not. Why is that? They got it then. They were younger. There was no business that they had to be tied to. After a good friend brought it to me, I thought it was a good idea. But when I started working and writing about it for clients, they told me I was crazy. Do your job again. If you talk about magic money on the internet, you will be fired. It cost $186 instead of $500. From March to September 2014, this happened. In a way, they were right. It was $1,000 after 8 weeks. I think, no, there's something here. What is it? How does it keep being so strong? It would drop, then rise again, and then drop again. Every time it did that, the highs and lows were higher, and the value of the network went up. I learned more about this idea of network effects after that. And to show the difference between linear and exponential, I use the fact that it takes 20 linear steps to get from one side of the room to the other. There are 20 steps that will take me around the world twice. Can't believe it, right? That's interesting. So the really big thing was the exponential growth of networks. The 5 world's biggest and most valuable companies aren't what most of us think of as companies. They work like Amazon and are networks. What are they making? They make nothing. They help people buy and sell things. They have a 46% take rate, which is a lot because it's a strong network. Because of this, those networks became very, very valuable. It's not like the Apple network, and one phone is not very expensive. A lot of phones in one place. Very useful. If you ask Biden, sir, are you for or against crypto, he doesn't even know what to say. What the heck is that get me off the stage? He's telling them to take him off the stage. He has no idea, but the Gensler is strongly against it. The Democrats are strongly against it. I also want to say that a lot of people really support it. A lot of the people in this group, and that's fine with me. I want to make sure it's okay and strong and everything, but I'm fine with it. If you had only taken 1% 10 years ago, right? If you put that money into Bitcoin, your portfolio would have grown at 11 instead of 9 with less danger. What if I had taken 2%? Then the interest would have been 3% more. How about 5%? You would have added up at a rate almost 10% higher. This isn't a promise, though. That doesn't mean that this will happen in the future, but it does mean that we have this asset that isn't linked to any other asset because stocks, bonds, etc. all depend on the same thing. They depend on things like inflation, interest rates, GDP growth, and population growth, right? That doesn't matter to Bitcoin. There is a digital gap that Bitcoin is all about. Ask anyone over 35, who's your broker this time? Oh, I see. UBS and Merrill, what is it? How much gold do you have? No, 3-4%. How many Bitcoin do you have? 0. Are you kidding me? It's a scam. Didn't you hear about Peter Schiff? How often do you use DeFi? What does DeFi mean? What do you want to say? As long as you're younger than 35, you can ask anyone what DeFi stands for. Okay, ask anyone younger than 35, who is your broker? What is an agent? That is, I have a Robinhood account. Okay, so how much gold do you have? Do you really think that Boomer rocks? Didn't you hear about